The thief did not rush him. He stepped lightly across the frost-hardened earth, boots whispering over snow as if the forest itself conspired to carry his weight. His midnight leathers caught no light. His presence was a distortion in the air, a patient smile carved into the dusk. Xeeona moved first. Steel hissed through the cold as he drove forward, ignoring the tremor in his limbs, ignoring the sluggish burn of the black vein chewing at his marrow. His blade cut in a low diagonal meant to cripple. The thief turned his wrist. A slender dagger, its edge shimmering with a faint, hungry sheen, caught the strike and slid it aside as if redirecting a falling leaf. The impact jarred Xeona's arm to the shoulder. Before he could recover, a boot struck his ribs. Not a killing blow, a reminder. "You are admirable," the thief murmured, circling, "but admiration is not mercy." Xeeona lunged again, a thrust for the heart, a pivot into a backhand slash. The thief did not even counterattack. He simply moved, gliding, folding, slipping inside the arc of the blade. A knuckle drove into Xeona's jaw, an elbow hammered his shoulder, a heel clipped his knee, each touch precise, measured, playful. The ranger tasted iron. His vision narrowed to a tunnel of white breath and dark motion. He forced his lungs to fill, forced his feet to anchor. He had fought ogres in mountain passes. He had killed men twice this one's size. He had survived winters that broke the bones of lesser folk. He would not be toyed with. With a snarl that tore at his throat, Xeeona abandoned economy. He unleashed everything. Brutal, relentless, a storm of steel. His short sword became a metronome of violence. High cut, low cut, reverse grip stab, pivoting sweep. Snow burst beneath his boots as he drove the thief backward step by step. For the first time the smile faltered. The thief parried twice, 3 times, then misjudged the 4th. Xeona's blade carved across his forearm, biting through leather and drawing a sharp line of red. The thief hissed and sprang back, eyes sharpening. "You still have teeth," he said softly, flexing his wounded arm. Blood darkened his glove. Interesting. He came forward differently now. Gone was the dance. His dagger moved with killing intent, short, vicious arcs aimed for arteries and joints. Xeeona blocked 1, 2, 3 strikes, sparks flaring in the gloom. The 4th cut grazed his thigh. The 5th tore across his shoulder. The poison in his veins flared in protest, turning his muscles to stone. He staggered. Somewhere in the blur of motion he glanced toward where Brannick had stood. Empty. The halfling's charm had sensed the edge of death and stolen him from it. Of course it had. The thief pressed in, relentless now. A flurry of blows crashed against Xeona's failing guard. Steel rang, his wrist buckled. A kick to the chest sent him sprawling into the snow. His sword slipped from numb fingers. The thief stood over him, breath steady, eyes bright with cruel delight. "You fought beautifully, Ranger," he said, wiping blood from his arm. "Truly, your will is intoxicating. I would have enjoyed breaking it slowly." He raised the dagger. "It is a shame." Xeeona pushed himself onto one elbow. His vision swam, but his gaze locked onto the man above him. Cold, unyielding hatred burning in green-grey depths. The thief's smile widened, then froze. His eyes snapped wide. Xeeona did not understand at first. Then he saw the shift in the man's posture, the sudden rigidity. Behind him, Brannick Quicktoe stood there, small and pale against the snow, his plum cloak spattered with frost. His fine southern manners were gone. His face was carved from something harder. The halfling's short dagger was buried to the hilt at the base of the thief's spine. Not a deep wound, not a mortal one, by size alone, but precise. The thief's fingers spasmed, his dagger fell from slackened grip, his body locked, trembling as if seized by invisible chains. "You," he whispered. Brannick's voice was steady. "I may not have the hands for grand traps anymore, but I remember where to place a blade." Xeeona did not waste the gift. He rolled, seized his fallen sword and rose on instinct alone. With the last of his strength he stepped inside the paralyzed man's guard and drew a clean, merciless line across his throat. Hot blood spilled into white snow. The thief collapsed without grace, his obsessive smile finally erased. Silence reclaimed the clearing. Xeeona stood swaying, blade hanging loose at his side. The forest tilted. The poison roared in his ears. Then darkness took him. He woke to the scent of pipe smoke. Cold air filled his lungs, clearer now, less burdened. The ache in his veins was dulled, like an echo rather than a scream. Beside him, resting against a fallen log, sat Brannick Quicktoe. The halfling puffed thoughtfully on a small pipe, a thin ribbon of smoke curling into the pale sky. On the ground between them lay a translucent vial, empty. Xeeona shifted slightly. The world did not spin. "Don't," Brannick said without looking at him. "Normally that antidote takes several hours to mend what Blackvein does. It hasn't even been one." He exhaled smoke, lips twitching. "You woke rather quickly." Xeeona studied him. The tremor was gone from the halfling's hands. His posture was relaxed, almost assured. The mask of bravado and cowardice had slipped away, revealing something measured and deliberate beneath. "You stayed," Xeeona rasped. Brannick gave a small, humorless smile. "You were rather convincing about wounded wolves." Silence lingered. "Thank you," Xeeona said at last. Brannick looked at him properly then, and something like sincerity flickered in his eyes. "No," he said quietly, "I should be the one thanking you. I never meant to lie as much as I did. You truly did save my life." He tapped the charm at his neck. "Whatever else I told you, whatever half-truths or embellishments, I'm not a bad man, Xeeona. I've done ugly work, but I am not rotten." He stood, brushing snow from his cloak. "Our paths divide here. There are matters I must settle, debts, perhaps even apologies." Xeeona watched him go. Brannick paused once as if considering a final jest, then simply nodded and turned away into the thinning trees. This time, he did not vanish. His steps were audible, deliberate. When Xeeona finally rose, his strength had not fully returned, but it was enough. He sheathed his simple short sword and turned his face toward the deeper north. The forest still held its breath, but so did he, and he walked on.